If you want to be the team that ultimately survives this three-way dance to win the American League Central and get into the postseason, you need to go out to Oakland and you need to kick a piss poor team right square in the fucking nuts. And you do it tomorrow with your ace on the mound. Dylan Cease, follow up what you did, what we all got to witness this past Saturday. Aggressiveness, pound the strike zone, go right after these sons of bitches. It's a big ballpark, heavy air at night. Make them beat you. They can't. You got a lot of foul ground out there. Make them put the ball in play. But again, they can't hurt you. And then the other thing, too, this is going to be the Elvis Andrus revenge game.
Yes. Steve, you read my mind. I was going to say that's a great storyline. Cease, obviously, see how he fares coming off of such an adrenaline-packed victory that we were all in, which was just too sweet on Saturday night. However, Elvis Andrus cut by the A's. They wouldn't have to pay his $15 million player option should he have reached the plate appearance, kind of benchmark that he needed to reach there. That's in the back of his mind. He's a consummate professional, but shit, these guys are still people at the end of the day. And the Oakland A's don't treat their players as people very well. And that was on full display with that move. But hey, benefits our White Sox here because he has been a godsend in Tim Anderson's absence. So I can't wait for that. And I'll just go ahead right away. And Elvis Andrus is my pick to click. I think I might just run him all weekend.
Stole it.
Yep. Stole it. I think that's
stole it. I think we all came into the show. I mean, great minds think alike, boys, but I haven't taken Elvis Andrus this entire time. And I had a feeling that Steve was going to grab him, so I was going to try and get in there before Steve because he just wrote the article about this guy. Johnny, we were talking a little bit about it yesterday. I kind of want to hear some thoughts from Steve if we could break away from Pick to Click for just a minute.
Right, yeah, let's talk about Elvis Andrus.
Let's talk about what he's been for this ball club.
Yeah.
And, we'll come back to the Pick to Click here in a minute, but what do you, like, Tim Anderson comes back, like, I don't want to say this too loud, but like I've completely forgotten that Tim Anderson is even part of this team for a little while because Elvis Andrus has really been the shortstop that I want this team to have.
And I just want to preface that is that Tim wasn't as loud with the bat prior to, and I think that might have made a difference in, you kind of, we're missing him, we're missing this pop, this thunder, maybe if it was 2019 levels of it, 2021, some stretches there. But Steve, I'll hand the floor over to you because you had written up that column there at ontapsportsnet.com. Go ahead, dive in, let the listeners know.
The word is this on Elvis Andrus: stability. That is the one thing that this team needed in the absence of Tim Anderson, who is in a lot of ways one of the emotional leaders on this team, and also a guy who plays a very pivotal position in shortstop. That's, the captain of the diamond out there. Elvis Andrus, this is a guy that is a battle-tested veteran. Was a corner piece of a Texas Rangers core group that won back-to-back pennants and went to the playoffs 5 times in 7 years. 2-time All-Star. This is a guy that is just a consummate professional. We have seen this in the 3 or 4 weeks that he has been on this team. He just goes out there and does the right things day in and day out. Yeah, there was the little sliding error that happened here today. Look, those kinds of physical things are going to happen at times. But the thing about it is he is constantly putting himself in the right position. This is a winning baseball player. This is what this team needs because they are so sloppy fundamentally that you have someone that can come in there, not make the fundamental mistakes that this team does all across the rest of the diamond there at a pivotal position like shortstop and provide that stability that is huge. Oh, and by the way, he's fucking hitting.
Small sample size theater here, Steve, and I will qualify it with small sample size theater. But you talk about a guy that does, he'll make an error here or there. His bat's hot right now, so I think it's sort of amplified his effect on this ball club. But also the fact that he comes in every day and does his job, and the same way that we just talked about Aaron Bummer's mentality on the mound. versus a lot of the other White Sox positional players and how they play the game of baseball, I think Elvis Andrus has been an absolute breath of fresh air for this ball club, because the same way we look at pitchers go pitch to pitch, I look at Elvis Andrus and I say, okay, at bat to at bat, and even rep in the field to rep in the field, he'll drop a ball on that sliding play, and he's even trying to help Yohan Moncada know, like, hey, that thing's still in play, or I'm trying to sell it, maybe that was foul. He's trying to do things to help his team win ball games, and it's evident. It's clearly evident. When you watch him play this game, he's doing that. I don't want him to leave this ball club just because Tim Anderson comes off the IL. That's my biggest fear right now, because I think he's had a tremendous impact on this ball club. I would say he's been one of the biggest pickups for this team in the last couple of years, just based off this small sample size. Watching him play the game, he plays it the right way. He does things that some of the younger guys don't do. And I think he is actually one of the reasons this ball club has turned itself around, especially at a premier position, shortstop, and the same leadership stuff, the veteran stuff that you're talking about right here. There was a real attitude change, and I would say it was when he joined this ball club. Took a couple, maybe a week to kick in, but the last 2 weeks they've been playing differently, and I think he's got a lot to do with it.
Right. And Tony, you said something there about he goes out there and he does his job. It's very simple, but I think we need a Departed meme with Elvis Andrus over Dignam's face. And I'm the guy who does his job. You must be the other guy, right?
Yes.
I think we need that. But I think our guy Matt says it well in here, and I think Steve echoed this in his column. Starting second base once Tim comes back or we riot, there's no better choice. It's the only acceptable move. I don't disagree. So I'm right there with you. I feel like a lot of people are. I was listening to the radio the other day a little bit. Len Casper seemed to agree with that sentiment as well. So I think that's a logical move for him to go slide over to second base if Tim Anderson comes back. We shall see. Obviously, that timeline would still be probably a couple of weeks off here at the earliest.